I should spell this gnocchi with an Enya. Have you ever seen the Spanish spelling of gnocchi? It's like Enya O-Q-U-I. It's pretty badass. It's Cesar with the Food52 Test Kitchen, and today we're making a one-pot wonder. These are crispy chicken thighs with charred corn and poblano gnocchi. All right, so I'm gonna give everything a little char, a little kiss of fire. If you don't have a gas burner, you can do this in the broiler. I have corn on the cob, I have a poblano, half an onion, and I have a head of garlic that I just trimmed the top off of. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put it in some aluminum foil, just give it a little bit of oil, and a little salt. I'm just gonna wrap it up. This is how you would make roasted garlic. It's not really gonna roast over the open flame, but it's just gonna take a little bit of the bite off, kind of bring out a little of the sweetness. I'm just gonna char everything up really quick. Just popping everything right on. I feel like I'm working on one of those like live fire restaurants where they cook like with wood and stuff. So I started stripping my corn from the cob. The rest of my stuff I put in a bowl, covered it with some plastic just so it can sweat. I do enjoy the bowl in bowl trick. So small upside down bowl inside of a larger bowl. And then carefully just go down the side with a sharp knife. Make sure you're stable. My bowl could probably be a little more stable. Living on the edge a little bit. So for our corn poblano sauce, into a blender, we're gonna add almost all of our charred corn kernels. I'm gonna hold back about a cup, just because I want that in the gnocchi itself. I want some texture. And into my blender. Let's give this a look. Let's give it a little rough chop, just to help it along. In with my onion. Just peel the skin off your pepper. You can run it under some water to help it along. So the reason I take the char off of the pepper and not the onion, the skin of the pepper kind of becomes papery, whereas the char and the onion, it's edible, and it's not that much. And it's okay if a little bit of the char stays behind on the pepper. You just don't want too much because it'll be bitter. Depending on how spicy you like things, you can keep all these seeds. I think I'm gonna keep the seeds. So again, just a quick little chop, help things along. We're keeping the seeds because we're not wimps. Have a look on my garlic. And I got some nice little color and caramelization on the garlic. It's not like a true roasted garlic where it'd be like really buttery and soft, but this was definitely a nice little step. Just gonna get a few cloves out of this. It also makes peeling so much easier. A few garlic cloves. All right, to this I'm gonna add some chicken stock. This is just hot water and chicken bouillon. If you have homemade chicken stock, amazing, use that. To this I'm also adding sour cream. You can also use Mexican crema, or you can do creme fraiche, any sort of variation on sour cream. Corn and sour cream really get along. And then last thing I'm gonna add, kind of like Southwestern inspired spice blend. And basically all this is garlic powder, onion powder, some ground coriander, ground cumin, smoked paprika, and a little chili powder. Just a little bit in here. Smells great. I forgot to add salt, something I never do. Good pinch of salt. All right, let's give this a little taste. It's delicious. I could eat this just like this, almost like a little corn soup. Really good. I'm gonna start searing off my chicken thighs. I already went ahead and salt and peppered ahead of time. I really love a chicken thigh. Bone-in, skin-on chicken thigh, preferably. Super forgiving, really hard to overcook. Arguably the best part of the chicken, the thigh. This is a one-pan meal. I'm doing everything in this carbon steel skillet by Blanc Creative, a literal work of art made in the USA. Just gonna hit it with a little olive oil. As my pan is heating up, remember that spice blend. Gonna add it to our chicken thighs. Not too much, just enough to make you feel something. So I was kind of going for a whole like Southwest flavor profile for this dish. When I think, you know, those Mexican American flavors, I think like the cumin and the chili powder, just like really smoky, really flavorful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these skin side down in the skillet. And while we have the backside up, make sure you give that a little love with your spice blend as well. Again, not too much. I don't want this to burn. If you put too much, it'll burn. All right. The chicken thighs, they render so much of their own fat, so you really don't need that much olive oil at all when you first start. And that chicken fat is gold. Like, you save that and you use that for other things. Do not throw away chicken fat. All right, once all of my thighs are flipped over, we're gonna pop them in the oven, make sure they cook through completely. 10-minute timer. All right, our chicken's cooked. Just set these to the side for a little bit. Now I'm gonna drain all but about a tablespoon of all that nice chicken fat. Set this aside, save this, don't throw this away. So here I have some store-bought gnocchi. You can find this in the refrigerator section of most supermarkets. This was not frozen. If you do buy frozen gnocchi, you can give them a quick boil first before pan searing them. Of course, feel free to make your own gnocchi if you're up for it. I'm not. So gnocchi into the pan. Knob of butter is really nice at this point. That's about a knob of butter. If you're gonna put butter, put butter. Maybe a little more of that chicken fat. I'm gonna go in with the corn. So we've got a little color in our gnocchi. Let's add that corn that we saved. And now let's go in with our sauce. Immediately, that smells so good. It's gonna thicken up a bit as it cooks down. At this point, can nestle our chicken right back on top. Let everyone get to know each other. If you have leftover sauce, do not throw this out. Literally eat this just as is, like a soup. Depending on your gnocchi, I feel like some gnocchi absorb more sauce than others. So there's a good chance you'll have a little bit left over. A little treat for yourself. I just want to finish this off with a little bit more of that smoky spice blend that we made. Just gonna finish this with some chives or garlic chives, whatever you got. Whatever green stuff you have, honestly. Got some chives, got some cilantro. This is really pretty cilantro. You don't have to be this precious, you can just chop it up. But you guys know how I do. I like to do a little lime zest. Lime and corn are good friends too. This is kind of a little elote adjacent, like Mexican street corn. Hit it with a little lime. The lime, my favorite part, queso. So this is just queso fresco. You can use cotija. You could use any crumbly, salty white cheese, really. It's kind of right on top. There we have it, my Southwest-inspired chicken thighs with charred corn and poblano gnocchi.
Give me that corn.
Sorry. Do you like corn?
I love corn. I'm from Ohio, and we all call ourselves corn-fed girls.
Really?
Yes.
Well, here I have for you charred corn and poblano gnocchi with some crispy chicken thighs.
And I love a chicken thigh.
I mean, tell me when to stop. I'm like a...
Is this all for me? I thought we were sharing.
We're sharing.
Yeah, we're sharing. Me going in, sir. Are we bone in or bone out?
Bone in, of course.
Let me tee myself up real well. Get some corn. Hey, you ate without me. We were supposed to cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Keep dropping the gnocchi. Whoa, there's so much flavor in there.
I have a bone. Don't look at me. What do you think of the gnocchi?
It's like cooked perfectly. It's not too like soggy. I hate when gnocchi doesn't have its firmness to it still. The corn is a great additive. And the flavors all around, it just feels like a family meal.
Yeah. Wow.
Great work, César.
Thanks.
Another successful recipe.
Oh my
one
God,
might
stop
say.
it.
Food52.com. Hit that recipe link.
Comment, like, subscribe. Recipe down below. I'll see you in a few days.